Okay guys, so I'm thinking we could continue to finish this Spider-Man because I'm trying to make it for my brother, and I just want to have like that hanging Spider-Man that goes on a car. Hey Naru. Oh, nice to have you here by the way. I don't think you were here yesterday, but it's great to have you today. So we're trying to make this Spider-Man and we'll see how well we can do it. This is a bit of just trial and error here because I haven't made this before and I'm just trying to do this all together. So what I'm doing here is I'm just pulling 2-ply yarn apart. You love my cinnamon earrings? Oh, fantastic. I'm so glad you love them. I'm going to make a few of them and then try to sell them on Etsy at some point, probably in February, because my goal is to get 50 sets of earrings so that I can sell those, but it might take me a few weeks to get them all done. I've got 23 pairs, maybe 24 or 25 maximum at the moment. And yeah, that means I've got another 25 to go, but we're trying our best. So I've already done the head and the body, and I sewed the body to the head here. I've seen lots of bodies have this blue Spider-Man, because that's kind of what Spider-Man has, right? These blue shorts mixed with red in it. So like this here would be maybe an arm. This would be another arm if I did it again. And then I'm not sure if I'll keep the size the same or maybe go one extra round with the red or maybe blue. No, probably red. And then have two of those there. And then I'm trying to do the eyes right now. So you love the new profile too, by the way. Oh, thank you so much. Because that's my best friend and I, and we're trying to put this channel together. So far, I've been the one mostly on this channel, but she'll be posting some stuff soon. So hopefully, yeah, that would be both of us doing that, which will be fun. Okay, so I've got 2-ply yarn here. You love my Sailor Moon? Oh, yay! I love how you're loving everything. Thank you so, so, so much. So what I'm thinking here of doing is I'll still use my 1.9 millimeter hook. If this is too big, I might um, use a smaller one. Again, this is trial and error, so we're just seeing how we can do this. And I'll just chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This even could be too big, but let's just try it anyway. Maybe I will just do 5. I don't know. Should we just try it? So I'll do 4 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3 coming up, and 4 right there. So we got 4 single crochet stitches, and now in the last space, which is right here, I will do maybe 5 to 6 half double crochet stitches. So that's a lot, but it needs to be bigger on this side. That's the only thing. So here's 1 half double crochet. Here's number 2, number 3. This looks already a bit too big. 3, 4, 5. Even if I did 5, let's just say it's too big. It's way too big. Okay, so there are a few things that I can do. Number 1 is I can try and use a smaller hook. Hey, I'm new. Oh, hey, Dylan. Nice. I love that you're new. We're just troubleshooting right now. We're trying to do this together and um what are we making? A Spider-Man eye. So what I'm going to try and do at this point is maybe I'll use a 1.5 millimeter hook. And now if this is still too big, I'm still only going to do it with 2-ply. But if it is still too big, what I'll do is just use 1-ply. So let's see. So I've got my 1.5 right here, and I'll just chain 6. I want this to be roughly this good size for my Spider-Man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. So I'll start from the second chain from the hook, and we'll just do 1 single crochet stitch, then we'll do another single crochet stitch, then we'll do number 3 single crochet stitch, and then we'll do number 4. Here's our number 4. Then we'll do, at this point, 5 to 6 half double crochet stitches here. I want to have it to be, like, I want it to be 6 because I will do another round after this. And I want it to be 6, like an even number. That's 3, 4, 5. How many is that? Oh, we're looking like a lot. And I hope it's 6 because now I've lost my place. So that's 6 there. And then come in here and just do another 4 single crochet stitches. So there's 1. Then here's 2. This one will be number 3 once I get into it. And then this one will be number 4. Boom. Okay. How's that look? Actually doesn't look too bad even with that, but I do want them a little bit bigger, right? Because Spider-Man's, you're already subscribed. Oh, thank you so much. Ya estoy subscrito. Ahí Spanish. Hey, Emmy. Nice to have you here. I speak Spanish. Cool. ¿Cómo estás? You're new too, Dakota. Hey, Dakota. Nice to have you here. Okay, so I need to find my very first stitch, and sometimes that is hard to do, by the way, just because it kind of curls a little bit, and it's not easy with a blunted hook to get in there, but I think I found it. And I'll just make a slip stitch here, 'cause that's what I want to do. And we're just going to go another round now, so I'm just going to chain 1, and I'm just going to make it full of single crochet stitches until I get, so I'll do 4. Sorry, I'm just finding my way in there. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now this is where we started doing the single, no, the 6 half double crochet stitches. So in this point, I'm going to do single, then an increase. And when I say increase, it just means 2 single crochet stitches in the 1 stitch. Then I've got a single here and an increase. 1, 2, then another single and 1 more increase. Let's hope these eyes aren't getting too big because this is my final round, but let's just see. Let's hope for the best here. So 1, 2, we've got to finish with our singles, 3 and 4 right there. And then we come into the very first stitch, which I believe was around here. Just want to make sure it's the right one as well. So I am poking and prodding it till I get the right one, which is right here. And then I will just make a wonderful slip stitch. Now I think this is a good size eye. Hold on, let me just fix that so I don't undo everything that I've just done. Because we do need to add black. But it won't be that obvious, the black, which is good. So I actually like this. I think that's a good size. If I put this, yeah, maybe I'll use this, the front section. So if that goes 1 there, and then another one over here, that would be the perfect Spider-Man, right? Greetings. Hey, Fabio. And Dylan, greetings. Hello to you as a Sonic. Greetings as a Sonic, nice. Okay, so this is where I need to find black now. And here I have some black yarn, and I've got to make this as 2-ply as well, so I'll cut the yarn here. Hope you guys are enjoying making Spider-Man with me. I'm trying my best here to sort of wing this and hope for the best. But it's looking good so far, so that makes me feel a bit more confident. I'm trying to make this for my brother, who is, oh, I don't want 1.9 there, who's leaving to a different state of Australia, and so I just wanted to make him something before he goes. Okay, so here is my black, and I'm just going to chain 1 here. It's not the usual way that you change yarn colors, but this is the way that I want to do it for this particular example, because I don't want the black to be in that slip stitch as I made towards the end. So now at this point, I need to go into the back loops, and there we go. So we've got into the back loop here, and I'm going to pull a little bit of these 2 strands because I don't want them to be too big. And I'll just do, oh, I don't know whether I should do single crochet or a slip stitch. I'm actually not sure at this point. Let's see how big it looks if I just do a single crochet stitch. Because again, I don't want to have this too big, but then at the same time, I don't want to make it, that's looking okay. So maybe we'll keep it as a single crochet stitch. If I did do a slip stitch though, what does it look like? I'm just trying to see the difference here. So let's just pretend here I've done 2. Oh, I do like the slip stitch as well. It kind of looks nice. Maybe we'll do a slip stitch. Let's start with a little slip stitch and see how it goes. And then if we don't like it and it looks too small inside that back loop, then we'll change it back to a single crochet stitch. So here I'm trying to make slip stitches, but when I'm doing this, I'm going to make it so that the slip stitch is a little bit loose, and that way it's not allowing this white piece to fold. There's parts of it that I like, but then there's parts of it I don't like. There's like a bit of hit and miss here, and I'm not sure which one to do. Well, let's go all the way around and see if we like it. And then if we do like it, we'll keep it. And then if we don't like it, we'll change it back to a single crochet stitch. So I think that's what we'll do. All right, so just pulling up my yarn here. This is the part where it gets a little bit more tricky, only because we don't want it to curve so much. And we're just doing slip stitches as our decorative stitch right here, which it is looking good though. I do like it. There's something about a slip stitch that just makes a piece look very, very beautiful. So again, I'm going to continue with these slip stitches and just make them a little bit more loose as you can muster them. I'll come to the chat soon if anyone's written in here. Nobody asked, what's this? I don't know much English. That's okay. Nobody asked. Hey, Jake. Looks like you're in a bad mood today, Jake. So yeah, we're gonna continue with these slip stitches all the way around. And come in here. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. There's lots of stuff on this channel that you can enjoy. So many tutorial videos. If you don't know how to crochet, I teach you how to crochet. I'll try a video of me maybe trying left-handed crochet because I've never done that before. So that could be interesting. It'd actually be quite fun to try. But I'm not sure when I'd come out with that video. There's so many different things that I want to do yet, but we'll see how we get to them. Okay, coming in here, another back loop, and boom, done. And now I want to finish in this very first one, and I'm just going to change a hook because this one is slightly sharper, so it can easily get in there, and it's just the slip stitch that I want there. So there we go. We have a wonderful eye for Spider-Man, and we're just pulling this out here because it's already pre-cut, so we don't need that anymore. Then what I might do over here is tie a knot, because when you do slip stitches, you can't weave the yarn in. I don't know if you knew that before, but you can't weave the yarn in at the same time that you're doing a slip stitch. So best to tie a knot there and just make that secure so it doesn't undo itself, is all I would say there. So yeah, so we're tying a knot here. Don't tie it too tight either because you want this to be quite loose as you're putting it on your Spider-Man. Can fold this here so it can go underneath, and I'll just chop these a little bit so they're not in the way. So I'll chop that there. Okay, thanks. I want to read your name, but that's kind of a scary name. Serial killer. Good job. All right, so now also another thing that I want is my pins. As you can see, here are my pins. There we go. And I just want to put this eye on one part of the Spider-Man so we can have it all in place, ready to go. So I think that's it. I might have to look up an image of a Spider-Man because I forgot exactly where these eyes are, how like they're pointed. I know they're pointed down. I just forgot exactly how they're positioned. But I think that looks good because if you have the other one here, it kind of makes sense, right? I do like it. So let's make another eye and then we will reposition that as well. Then we can make that second eye. How's it feel to be a sheep at... Oh, what's going on here? Guys, let's keep the chats nice. Oh, anyways, all right. Coming up, next eye. So we're going to use a 1.9mm hook again. We want our second, this one, which one's the longer one? Just trying to see where I've left. Oh, maybe it's over here. Here's the second one. So here, we're going to start this again. 2-ply yarn with a 1.5 millimeter hook right there. And then, yeah, that's all we're going to do. So let's see how we make this eye again. So again, I am making a slip knot. So here's my slip knot right here. The next thing that I'll do is chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just like that. And from here, we're going to make 6 slip stitches. Oh, sorry, 6 slip stitches. I mean 5, actually 4 single crochet stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, and number 4. And then in the last loop from the hook, what we will do again is make 6 half double crochet stitches. So here's my last loop, and we're going to do 6 half double crochet stitches. So here's 1, here's 2, here's number 3, and number 4 coming up right here, number 5, and then number 6. Very good. So we've got 6 half double crochet stitches, then we'll finish up with another 4 single crochet stitches. So 1, these will be separate, so the single crochet stitches will be in separate places, but we need 4 in total, so that's number 3 here, and then the last part is number 4. Finish off with a slip stitch in the very first one, which is right here, so I'm going to slip stitch right there. There we go. So that's number 1. Now in the second round, we have, do they sell big chungus crochet? Who? I'm not quite sure what you mean there, but you can definitely have different types of yarn that people sell all around the world. So it's just a matter of probably looking it up and then finding a store that works for you, and then buying whatever type of yarn that you want. 1, 2, 3, and 4 single crochet stitches here. Now in this section, we're doing a single crochet stitch and then an increase, and we'll do that a total number of 3 times. And this will be across our 6 half double crochet stitches. So here's another single crochet, and then an increase here, then another single crochet stitch, and last increase on the other side, increase, coming up. So there's our increase, and then we will just have 4 single crochet stitches left. 1, 2, 3, and number 4, once I can get into it. Oops, I am struggling a little there. Put it out. You can see I'm twisting a lot just to get it out. That's not fun. So there's number 4, and then come into my very first stitch to complete that with a wonderful slip stitch, and there we go. There's the second eye, as you can see. How much is the Spider-Man? Oh, I don't know. I've never sold it. I'm making this for my brother, but oh, your name's Spider-Man. Hey, that's pretty cool. I'll probably end up selling a pattern of this so you can make it yourself, or making a tutorial and then you could make it yourself as well. But if I was to complete this full thing, I'd probably sell it for like maybe $15 to $20, something like that. All right, I'm gonna grab my black yarn here, and then we are going to come in here, come into my eye, and this is the point at which I'm going to make a chain. So I'm just chaining that straight into the white. Then I pull the white a little bit, and now when I go into the back loop of my very first stitch, I'm going to again pull the black and the white so it's not leaning there, and then I'll start with my slip stitches. So that is what we're going to be doing the entire way. We can't weave in the yarn, as I said before, because we're making slip stitches, but that is more than fine. Keep those slip stitches a little bit loose as well as you're making them. So again, slip stitches all the way around into the back loops of our piece. So we're starting to make progress here with our back loop slip stitches all the way around to complete this eye. And this is what we want, because Spider-Man has white eyes, right? And then it's got an outline of black. And so that's why we're putting the black here, just to complete these eyes. So again, slip stitches in the back loops of the eye, keeping the slip stitches relatively loose as you're making them, not pulling them too tight, but not having them too loose either. So you just got to find a good balance between that. We are definitely making progress here. I'm very happy with how this is turning out so far. And I hope you are too, because this is quite a cute Spider-Man. I'm trying to make the one that hangs on a car mirror or something like that, so it's like the swinging Spider-Man look. And I'm just making this for my brother before he leaves to a different state in Australia, so I've got to get it to him today, which means I have to finish it today. So that is the goal, and I hope we manage to succeed. How is everyone today in the chat? I hope you're all very well and enjoying life and enjoying crochet at the same time. I will check the chat in just a minute. I'm trying to just finish this off. Next back loop. This will be the final back loop here. And then before I finish, I'm going to switch my hook out, just because this one is a sharper hook and I've got to get into the very first single slip stitch here, which I've done now, and then I pull it through and I'll just make a slip stitch to finish that off. And then at this point, I'm going to pull all of that black yarn through because I'm finished with that. Stretch it just a little bit. I probably could have even made some of those slip stitches a little bit looser too, because you see it's starting to pull a little bit towards the back end here, but it is okay. It's not the worst thing in the world. And then because these were the two ends that I wasn't able to weave in at the same time, what I will do is just tie it, just like we did with the last one. So we're just going to tie it here in a quick, easy double knot. So this is normally how you secure. You either secure by weaving in or tying a double knot. And it's up to you how you want to do it. Now, I can tie in a double knot because as I sew this onto my piece, the back end is not going to be visible. So that's why I'm fine with sewing it. But if the back end was going to be visible, then you would definitely not want to tie your strands. Instead, you'd want to weave them in, make them look as though they're camouflaged, and yeah, and it just creates that neatness in your project, which is exactly what you want. So I'm going to stretch this a little bit now, because I really don't want it folding back. And I'm going to put the eye maybe this side, come over here, and let's see what it looks like if I pin it down. I might not do all the sewing today, but as in on this live, but I'll definitely get around to it because I don't know what it's going to look like. That's looking good. So there's my two eyes. As you can see, we've got two Spider-Man eyes here. And yeah, it's looking good. I do like it. It's looking fantastic right here. I might have to spread these apart. I actually just want to look up a Spider-Man quickly just so I can see if it's if that's the way the eyes look. Okay, so it looks like there's a little bit more space between the center port. Oh, not really. Every Spider-Man looks different. That's the thing. That's the funny thing about this. I think that's actually okay. I'm not too worried about that. Now, the only thing that we do have to do is embroider a spider over here. And that will be fun to do. The only thing that I'm thinking is what thickness of yarn do we want? Do I want small yarn or thick yarn? And I'm thinking maybe 2-ply yarn to weave in and out of. This might take some time though, so we have to be aware of all of that. How is everyone going today? Do we have any regulars in the chat today? I saw Emmy's here. Emmy's the one in the profile picture, by the way, guys. She's my best friend from the Philippines and is hopefully going to be a part of this channel more and more as we go on in the months. And then we have everyone else here as well. I can't see anyone that's been here before except for, who do we have? Naru, which is awesome. Then we had I'm such a, oh, I hope that says winner. So cute. Thank you so much. Love that. Thank you so, so, so much. All right, so now what I'm going to do is grab a needle, and I'm not usually a fan of these tiny needles just because the eye of the needle is so hard to get into. How are we going for time? 25 minutes so far. Gosh, I have a bit of a headache. And we're going to enter the yarn through the eye of the needle as best we can. So let's do that now. There we go. And now we've got to do this spider in the center of, so we want maybe the head around here, because it's got to be in the center, doesn't it? With the body around here, and then you got the legs maybe over here. So you got 1, 2. Does the 2 front legs come from the head or from, no, it doesn't, obviously not. Wait, what do I mean by that? That'd be cool. So I'm just trying to visualize within myself what I want this spider to look like. I wish I had a pen. Oh, now I'm gonna draw something over here just so I can see it a little better. Oh, it does kind of come out the head. Okay, interesting. All right, so let's do the head part first. So I want the head around here. So maybe if we just start going in and out of these stitches. So this is what we call embroidery. Hi Mariah, lovely to have you here. Don't forget to subscribe, guys, if you haven't already. Again, there's so many things on this channel that you will definitely enjoy, and lots of tutorials, lots of entertaining things, lots of shorts. You can see lots of the things that I've made so far. But yeah, hope you enjoy this channel. It's gonna get bigger and bigger, so join now and enjoy the journey with us. So I'll continue. The only thing I don't like doing, I kind of want to get rid of these eyes at the moment. I should have sewed them in, but I'm not ready to do that just yet. So I will continue sewing and embroidering this head part of the spider, as you can see. So we're just going to weave in and out here so that we can do that. I probably shouldn't have left this tail here because we're going to need that at some point. As in we're going to need that space, so probably not the best idea, but it's okay. Coming in and out here a little bit more, coming in, struggling because the head's in the way, but that's okay. Come out here again. Just want to make sure we're not weaving in, because this is such a small needle, it sometimes weaves into other areas that you don't want. So you just got to be careful with that. Really use your weaving skills and take some patience with that as well. And as you can see, my tail keeps getting caught up, but it's okay. Okay, and I'll start like moving the placement of where this ends up as well, because we want like a little bit of an oval for this section. So I'm going to start moving the placement of the yarn to where I want it to go. And that's what you can do as well when you do embroidery. You can start to manipulate where the yarn goes. That way you get more of that texture creation that you want, and the shape that you want as well. So it's not just about what places you're putting the yarn into. You can see here, I want this to go on this side, so I'm going to chuck my nail there so it kind of falls into place on that side, just like so. And then maybe with the next one, I'll try and have on the other side. So I'll come in here again and move this a little bit so I can see where the needle is going. Come out down here, which is perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. And it's nice sometimes when you have these smooth needles too. Not all needles are smooth, and it's just a bit of trial and error to get that right. So this time I'm going to have my yarn kind of fall onto the other side. So my nail is going to come here, or your finger. You don't need nails for this, by the way. And just push it to that other side. So now we're getting more of that shape that we want of that spider. So I hope that's making sense for you guys. I just came up to see if anyone had written more in the chat, which I can't see anymore, so we'll leave it as is. So I might just leave that there. So we got the first part, Now we need to create the body of the spider, which will be all around here. So we're gonna make this maybe, I kind of want to come, ooh, we got to kind of make this like a little bit of a circle, but we don't want a big circle either. So I might start by just weaving in and out of the portion that is directly underneath the head. So that's what I'll start out doing, and then we can do a little bit of the shaping later. So here we go, we're just directly underneath, and we will have to adjust this a little bit more. So I'll even come, well, we can continue working in the same stitch for now, and then later on we'll have to adjust it. Oh, I need to blow my nose. Okay, come here, come there. So we're just trying to make this body, and I might even come here because this is kind of where I want the body to end up as well. Just maybe in this strand right here. Come up through the center again. Just got to make sure I'm getting the correct placement of that needle. You can see I keep poking because I'm coming out up in the wrong sections. If I maybe move this, it might be helpful. There we go. Much better. Okay, so poking my needle here and still making this spider body. It's looking good. It looks like a triangle right now, but don't worry. It's not going to be like this forever. We're just trying to get some of the shaping right here. And then we will change it a little bit more as we get thicker and thicker. This is why I didn't want to use too thick a yarn. So like for example, I have 4-ply cotton yarn, but in order for me to do the sewing portion, I'm just using a 2-ply yarn. So this time I'm going to make a little bit of the shaping. So I'm going to come here as I have, and then I'm going to come around, so come here, and then I might pop my needle out around this portion. And this is the beauty of having a small needle, because then you can come out at pretty much any portion of your stitch, and you don't need to worry about that so much. So there you go. So here I'm kind of out at this part, and I'm making more of that body shape. So I come straight into the stitch again, and I'm going to come out right here because I'm going to do the exact same to the other side. So I'm just making more of that shape. You can see it looks more curved at this point. That one side, it's a bit more curved. So I'm going to do exactly the same for this side, so that this side can also be a little bit more curved. Just again giving myself more of that shape. So I'm going to come into the middle here and come out just about there. So this is the body that I want for my Spider-Man. We're still doing a little bit of the filling, but also the shaping until we have something that we like. And we're coming up with, I'm actually thinking this is looking very good so far. Just have to make sure my tails, which are quite long, don't get in the way, because you don't want to tangle anything at this point. Okay, so we're going, can you see that? We've started making the shaping, and now I've got to try and find a way to fill it in as well. So I'm going to come up here because that part will fill in there. So that's that part, and then I'm going to come maybe over, just going to move this so I can see it a little better. Come, yeah, that part is good. Get that out of the way. Lots of manipulation of your cotton. You can see how I got something caught there. Again, yarn tails in the way is not fun. I should have done these eyes first, but I didn't. And that's okay, so we'll leave that there as is. Now let's get this right so that we're not making knots and things like that. So just pull it very slowly as you work your way along. And we'll do this nicely. You can start to direct where that piece of thread goes. So that's what I've done there. I've directed it so that it goes around here. Now I'm going to do the same for this other side and probably end up coming back in the same section as well. Move those eyes away because we don't want them. We've got 10 likes so far on this live. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it. Now coming in, we're just still trying to make this spider. You can see it takes a little bit of time, doesn't it? Like it's not an easy thing, but it's also not the most difficult thing either. It just takes a little bit of patience, a little bit of sewing, a little bit of needle and thread manipulation as we have here. And did I already mention patience? And if I did, let's mention it again because you definitely need patience for this. Okay, so we're doing the other portion now, trying not to get this tail involved. And I'm just going to direct it so that it goes on this side as we have there. We're definitely filling in the blanks here, aren't we? This is looking very good. Now at this point, I can even go to the side over here. That way I can cover in that little piece that we have towards the end. I'm gonna come around and out here. We are almost finished the body and filling it in, and that's exactly what we want, to finish the body and fill it in. And then we will be finished with the body and we can start the legs, which will be fantastic. So directing where the yarn is going. Now if I put this over this side, we can again direct where the yarn starts going. I could even put it a little bit here, just so I have more control over where that yarn goes. So again, all this is just a little bit of yarn manipulation. You want to direct where that yarn goes, but then you also want to use your fingers to kind of drive where it goes as well. So you can eventually cover everything up and get the nice shape that you want. In this case, we've got a nice spider body, and then we have its head as well, and I might just fix up this one part over here just so it's a little bit more rounded. But we're doing very well, and I'm very glad that even you guys are having a lot of patience here with me doing this, so well done. Now you've got to try to do it yourselves as well. If you want to make a larger Spider-Man too, I have a Spider-Man on this channel. If you just have a look at my playlist or scroll through my videos, you'll find Spider-Man will appear, and then you can start making him as well, and getting through all of that. So at this point, I want to come into here because I just wanted to finish making that head a little bit nicer. I just have to do it in the right way though. So maybe I'll come through here and I'll come out here just to make it a little bit more rounded. And that's what we do when we make things round. We come out at the side and then we enter the needle straight back down where it came out of. And that just creates a little bit of that circle placement. That probably won't make too much sense to you, but it's definitely helpful when you start observing it. Move these yarn. How did my yarn tails from the eyes get all the way over there? I have no idea. So I'm just going to move that. Do you ever find that sometimes your yarn tails just go everywhere and you're like, how did they get there? I have no idea. So I'm coming down underneath here. I'll even come out here because I feel like this needs, only if I can come out there. If I can't, then I won't. I'll come here though, maybe. That's a good place. There we go. You can see a lot of patience is required. And I hope I have reiterated that a few times as well for you guys. Lots of patience, lots and lots of patience when it comes to making the Spider-Man. I'm probably not going to complete the entire Spider-Man on here, unless we do have time. But what I do want to make clear is I will most likely have a tutorial that comes out at some point so that you too can make your very own Spider-Man, the one that I'm making here. And now I just want to have a look at what the spider legs look like. So we've got some of them come through the middle, some of them come through the top. Okay, that's easy enough to acknowledge. So here I'm going to, once I can make it, going to try and get my needle. Where do I want it? Not there. I want it kind of up here. But I gotta get the right spot. Maybe right there. Okay. Don't forget to use a pair of pliers if that's easier for you as well. And if you really wanted to, you could try and work with thicker yarn, but that's totally up to you. I'll move that a little bit. We've got a nice body, a little bit of fiber filling coming out here, but this is looking okay. Now, at this point, we want a little arm, and I really wish I had 1-ply yarn here because I feel like 2-ply yarn is just a little bit thick. But maybe we can put like at one point, maybe here, And here is where we'll have the first spider leg. Let's just try it. Let's see what it looks like. And if it doesn't look good, we can change it. That's the beauty of this. So we're going to come here to the first spider leg, which is looking good. Then I want to come at this point, which will be this. Oh, I'm going to make it close to the black though. Close to the black so that you can see it and it's coming from off the head of the spider, not from a random position. Which is exactly again what we want. Okay, so I'll come at this point maybe here and let's see. So I want this to come out to about here and then I will direct it so it goes about there. And just a little bit of pulling and here will be my second leg. Boom. Now the third leg is going to start from the middle section, so I'll put my yarn there, yarn needle. So here you go, here's two legs at the top here. There we go. So we've got two legs right there. Now we need the next pair of legs. And what we'll do is make it come a little bit further out, so maybe here. And hold on, I'm just trying to see the image to see what it looks like. So we'll come about here and then I'll end up here. So it's in the image that I can see, it's about the same height. I'm just looking at a Spider-Man picture. And every spider is kind of different. But this is the one that I'm going to follow. But it does look like a spider. So we're going to drop it here. And then come out on the other side over here. So again, embroidery is fun to do. So we're going to do that. Then here we are going to make the second spider leg. So it'll come out about this point. Just about here. And then come up as well. And I just want to make it a little bit more diagonal there, just so you can see that it's a diagonal leg. I don't really want the leg going straight up. So how are we doing? Pulling that there, moving the fiber, the leftover fiber, and then I'll come here. Now my following legs are going to be, one's going to be from here it seems. So I'm going to use that one first, and these ones are going to be the smaller hind legs of the spider, because remember a spider has how many legs? 8. Exactly. So we're going to come here. We're doing well so far, and I'm even going to be using this section. This is why I didn't want this piece of yarn here, but it's okay. Just don't want to get confused with that. And then I'll come about here, right here, and then I'll pull the yarn nice and gently. Always want to be gentle when you do this. And then I'll come back and I'll do the other side as well. Come through that part of the body. I'm just holding this other yarn tail as we do this so it doesn't get trapped in there. So I'm going to do this other part of the body now over here. So I want it to end up about here, which means I'll come around here and I'll finish again over there. We're doing very well. We are almost done the entire spider part of this Spider-Man. As you can see, we're making a lot of progress and I hope you guys are enjoying it. If you are, give me a thumbs up. Or a thumbs up for the video is awesome. So thank you so much. Okay, so the needle will come more in that second, that halfway point of the body, and this will be the bigger leg that I have to create now, just before I finish everything up and finish this entire body. So there we go. There's the two parts of the hind legs for the spider, and now we're just going to finish this. I'm just trying to think, where do I want that other leg to go? It's almost like I could have the leg come here. Well, let me see what would look better. Coming out here, and down. I'm just trying to see it. If it comes here and down, will that look strange? A little. Where's a good spot? Where is a good spot? Or should I be putting it a little bit further down? At this point, I'm not sure. Maybe I'll head back in here. I'm going to just try this a different way from the other side. Because I do want this to look good. Like, we don't want it to have a weird hind leg. Where are we coming from? This might be the hard point now, because now I can't even get my needle in. I might be stuck with where I've gone anyway. Coming here, moving up slowly. There we go. All right, let's try this again, shall we? So I might come over here at this point and then come down here. Let's see if this one looks good. Boom and boom. Not bad. Come up here. It doesn't look terrible. Actually, that looks really good. Actually, looks really good. Maybe I was just concerned because this part was in the way, but it's okay. So I'm just going to move this part because I don't want it there. And then I'll come here and then, oh, it looks like I've even come a little bit more on the outside here. And then I'll come down here, out at this point. Oh, that's why I mean go slow, because you don't want it to turn crazily. You don't want it to get knotty. Just got to be careful with how you do the sewing. And then we'll come back right up here, and then I'll enter into that section as well, just so we can finish it. And that will be the entire spider body, which we will have created, which would be fantastic. Now, where did this go? That's the only thing that I need to have my yarn. Okay, you know what I'll do? Maybe I'll come out at a different position, like over here. And then, so I'll pull that in now. And now with this one, I'll take out my yarn needle here. Or I can just even use this yarn needle. Chuck this in. Just like this. So chuck the needle in with the thread, and then I'll come in the same section that I had this as, and then I'll come over here to bring it out. And that's all I'll do there. Good, that just gets it away. And now I can nice and easily tie all of this up. I've still got this part attached to my needle, so that's fine. Bringing it in here, just tying these two up because we want to secure the spider in place. We don't want it to come apart or come undone. That's why we're tying a knot with the two ends of our thread. They should always come out at the same spot so that you can tie them, because then you want to push it back in to hide it, just like that. And now we have a beautiful spider body, as you can see here. How do you guys think? What does this look like? Do you enjoy? Do you think this is a good spider body? That's what we got so far. If you like it, say yes in the chat. There we go. Nice spider body. Just trying to get some of that fiber away from it. If I had like a felt thing, I'd be using that, but we don't. No one's writing in the chat, but that's okay. All right, so the next thing we want to do, and there's not too much to go with this actually. There's just a couple of what do we have to make? We have to make the arms and the legs. We've made one arm, but we'll have to make another arm and then two legs as well. So I'm not sure how long this will take, but we may as well do it here together. So I'm going to just be using my regular 1.9 millimeter hook at this point. I will have my red and my darker blue yarns, or my royal blue yarn right here, and we will begin crocheting. So here's my blue yarn, here's my red yarn. All right, let's begin. So I'll put this over here so you can see it, by the way. Okay, so we have 5 people here. All right, let us do 5 single crochet stitches in a magic ring. So here we go. Here's a magic ring, and we'll do 1, 2, then number 3, 4, and number 5. Okay, so we've done 5 there. Now we're going to pull the yarn tail from that magic ring, and then we'll finish this off with a normal slip stitch in the first stitch. Just gonna make sure I'm counting it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's the wrong one anyway. So I've got to come here and then pull my yarn and pull it through. There we go. I think that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, perfect. So now we chain 1 and we start the next round again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and number 5. There we go. So we got 5 single crochet stitches here. And then I'm going to come here now and we'll do a slip stitch and another chain 1. And we'll just do another round of 5. We'll keep this all as 5, I think. 5 is a good number. It's small enough, not too big, and it makes sense to do 5. If I did 6, probably it would have like too big, the arms and legs. Maybe for legs I can do 6, I'm not sure yet. Maybe I will do 6 for the legs. So maybe we'll just focus on arms right here and then we can swap it and see what looks good for the legs. Alright, here's number 5. Again, always finishing off with a slip stitch. In this case anyway, so we've got a regular slip stitch and a chain 1. And now we'll do this again last time, number 4, fourth time. 1, 2, coming here will be number 3, then 4, like that, and then number 5. And before we finish number 5, this is where we're going to change colors. So we're going to change to a royal blue color. And for those of you who don't know how to change colors, this is just how you do it. So I'm grabbing my royal blue yarn here. And just before I finish this last stitch, see how I have 2 loops on the hook? I'm going to pull the royal blue color through. I've completely dropped the red at this point, and I've just left it like that. So now I combine the red and the blues together in case you want to weave them in. And then you go to that first stitch in the next round, and you can weave those in, but I'm not going to just yet. Then I'll chain 1, and it's at this point that I'll start weaving them in. So here I come to my first stitch, and I'm going to grab those 2 yarn tails, so the blue and the red, and I'll just weave it in for 1 or 2 stitches. So there's 1, and when I say weave it in, I mean I place them on top of my hook, and then I grab the yarn and complete that single crochet stitch. Once I'm done, I don't need to weave it anymore. I'll just move them out of the way. You can also cut them, whatever you desire, or you can leave them there until the end, which is sometimes what I do, because sometimes I just want to like finish the piece and I keep trying to move them until it's all moved. But again, that is more than entirely up to you. Some people like to add fiber filling inside as they're doing this. I kind of do it at the end, especially when they're quite small. 1, 2, 3. So I've got 3 more to go. So here's number 1. So we got 5. We've got 5 single crochet stitches in each round. So that's number 2, number 3, 4 is coming up here, moving away those yarn tails because I don't need them. 4, and here's number 5, just like so. Then I'll create a slip stitch to finish that round, slip stitch, and then chain 1, and we have 1 more round to go. So 1 more round of 5. So there's 1, move these yarn tails, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here. And that will be the end of my arm. Just want to make sure, hold on, let me do that last stitch again, because I don't want to get any other part from around here, which I had before accidentally. So there we go. Now what I'll do is I'll cut off a big enough stretch of yarn. Probably didn't need that much, maybe like this much, because what we will do is once we cut this, boom, I'm also going to now at this point cut the tails through of these, cut all 3 of them because you don't need them anymore. And then I'm just going to use my cutter at this point to start 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. We're nice and even, keeping consistent. I'm going to add this fiber filling inside my arm at this point. Okay, so fiber filling come. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, guys. Really appreciate all the views and watches and subscriptions that you guys are making. So thank you so much. We hope to grow this channel, hopefully a lot this year, because we're doing a lot of crochet for this channel to be a bigger channel. So hopefully you guys can join us as part of the journey and see where we get. And it will be very, very fun. Okay, so we're adding the fiber filling in here. And this is because I just want to create some thickness for that arm. And now with my yarn needle, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to close it. So here's my yarn needle. I'm going to take it out, and then I will come in here, and just in those front loops of the remaining 5 stitches, I'm going to weave my yarn through that, each of those 5 loops of the 5 remaining stitches. There's 4, 4, and number 5 right there. Then I'll just pull it, and I don't really need this anymore, so I'm going to come out here and pull this through, pull it nice and tightly. And the reason I'm doing this, and it looks like I'm closing off the arms, is because I'm actually going to be making movable arms. So I have an arm here, and I'll tie them together and make them movable so they can go up and down. That's the point that we're doing here. Now when I make the legs, maybe I'll do the same for the legs. The only difference that I'll make, maybe I'll add 1 extra stitch round and then also do 6 ply. Now I never did this front loop thing for this one, which is unfortunate because I should have. I wonder if I can. Maybe I can. If I entered it through here. Just trying to see what I can do here. Boom, come up here. Because I should have really closed this off a little better. So if I did 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, that now closes, which is what I want. Then I can come out here, tie this off. I don't know if you guys have ever done that, like you finish the piece and then forgot that you actually need to close off, and then you don't cut enough yarn to be able to do that. That's exactly what I did here, because I forgot that that's what I wanted to do with this one. So I can just chop these 2 off here. And now with this one that's kind of sticking up, I'll just weave it inside. So if I just go in the center here and weave it at any other portion, that way we can get rid of it. And yeah, that's all we want to do there. So just get rid of that one, chopped out the way. And then with this end that we tied a knot in, I will push that through into my arm to completely hide that. Okay, so there we go. We've got 2 arms here, just like so. Okay, we've still got 10 people watching, so that's cool. Now, maybe at this point, what I can do is start the legs. What do you guys think? Should I start the legs? Let's just do it anyway. So we'll start off with red again. And this time we'll do arms. Here's the beginning portion of my leg. we'll do 6 in a magic ring. So here's the magic ring right here. Then we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. If it's too big, we can go back down to 5. But I think it's a good size. Good size to have for a Spider-Man. If your arms are smaller, you're gonna have larger legs, right? Can't forget leg day. So here we go. So we're just going to do 6 single crochet stitches. This is our second row here, or round I should say. So 3, 4, 5, and 6. There we go. Come into this portion, do a slip stitch, chain 1. Now before this curves the wrong way around, I'm going to turn it back inside out because that's what we want. We want to be crocheting on the right side. So there we go. So now I can continue with another 6 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just want to make sure I didn't get any other portion there, and 6. Okay, now I do think I need to do it again. Another round of red. So let's do another round of red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and coming up, number 6, done. Slip stitch and chain 1 to finish. Just want to make sure I have a good amount of leg here. Not hair, here. I think that looks pretty good. So maybe we'll do another 3 blue and then we should be good. So at this point, so technically, since I'm wanting to change the yarn color here, before I make that slip stitch, I'm actually going to pull this. And before I finish that last stitch, so just before I put the red in between those 2 loops, this is where I change my yarn color. And at this point, I'm going to change it to blue, because that's what it is. Spider-Man has blue pants with a red on the outside, like towards the feet. And I'll come here and weave in those yarn tails. You can or you don't have to weave in the yarn tails, as long as you either tie them or have them cut off nicely. Then you're more than fine to do what you want there. So there we go. And now at this point, we'll do another 3 rounds. So 1, 2, remember we've got 6 in each round, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then we will continue with a slip stitch and chain 1, and we've got 2 more rounds to go. So here's 6. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of 6, 5 of 6, and 6 of 6 here to finish that second round of blue. Slip stitch in the first stitch and chain 1 to finish that round. And finally, we have 1 more round of 6 single crochet stitches to complete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, we've finished the leg. Slip stitch and pull the yarn through enough so that you can tie it off, as we'll do here. So I'm gonna, maybe don't need that much. There we go. Tie it off. Tie at this point. Pull it all through. This is the Bala Dream Island. So, oh, okay. Don't know what that is, but nice. And now I'm just going to grab some yarn, fiber filling as well. Oh, I'm just trying to see where I put my, here. have more fiber filling over here. You guys can't see it, but I can see it. And we're just going to pull that out here. And chuck it inside my Spider-Man right here. And this is just to finish this leg. So putting the fiber filling inside the leg until it's nice and full, or to the point at which you feel it's enough. And then I might put in just a little bit more, just a little bit. Just to fill it up. Use a cutter or something that can condense the fiber filling inside. A hook doesn't really work. Like the end of a hook is not really the greatest tool to use. But a cutter really does work. I've used the cutter throughout all the process of my crochet career. Okay, so I'm going to insert the yarn thread through the eye of the needle. Whoops. And we're just going to close this leg here as well. Coming here, pulling it through. Then we come into the front loops. Always the front loops to close off your piece. So just the front loop. So we have 6 to get through. 3, 4, 5. At least I thought it was. Yeah, there we go. And then here's the last one. Pulling all of that just to close it up. Coming into the center here with your needle and just going out at any position. No problem. You don't need to have an exact place where that comes out. Because as long as it comes out, then you can cut it and push it back in with your needle wherever it is. And if it's already going in, then you won't need to do that. So there's the leg. There we go. The leg will end up being around here, I think. A leg here. I wonder if I could just pin that. So boom, boom, and they're going to end up being movable legs anyway. So this is exactly what we want. I'll put this here, the arm. I'll just pin this so we know where we want the placement to go. Oh, maybe even a little bit further back here. Maybe there. Yeah, that looks good. And then this one will come here. Oh, okay, let's get this one back on the side. There we go. And when it's connected to the string, it will start to go like that. That's what it will look like as we do that. Brandy, thank you so much. You're awesome. Really appreciate it. Love you guys too. So, yeah, so we're gonna make another leg, and then we have to put all this together, and then we've got to get a piece of string that puts it in the middle, can hang up, got a loop coming out, and then like a little string from the hands to the end of the leg to finish that off, and it will be like that essentially once you finish your Spider-Man. Now we have already been 69 minutes, so I'm probably going to end it here, but that's all it is. Like, you're just making another leg. I'll have a tutorial video of this to come out. Then you sew these to the sides. I'm going to make it so that I have movable arms and legs, so my string will come in, come out, and it will be able to like go like this. And again, there I have tutorial videos of how to do that as well. And then I'll just chain white, probably like 100 or 70-ish. We'll be able to loop over here, probably 100. It will be able to loop all the way here. I'll sew it to the arms so that the arms come in and holding it, and then it will attach to both of the legs where the legs will come in, and it will look like it's holding the yarn as well. And then it can just hang up like that in your car, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. And that's your wonderful Spider-Man toy that you'll have here. You can make this for your friends, your family, your loved ones, or someone who is very into Spider-Man. I'm currently making this for my brother, so yeah, he really loved Spider-Man as a kid growing up, and yeah, that's why I wanted to make one for him. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for coming. I hope you've learned something. We did a bit of spider embroidery, we made some eyes, and we've made a lot of progress on this Spider-Man. And I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks so much. See you guys. Bye.